Hey people, welcome back to another video on Roblox King. There are several difficulty levels in Roblox Dungeon Quest, but as you are concerned with the toughest only, we will be sticking to just Insane and Nightmare. If you wish to know more about the hardest dungeon plays in Roblox during this dungeon quest, then this is the place for you. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Alright, let's begin. Number 7, Desert Temple. The Desert Temple happens to be the first dungeon that you will probably face in the game, and there is a reason why we think it deserves a spot on this list. In comparison to all the other dungeons on this list and even on the game, this dungeon and the boss that comes with it, the Sand Giant, seems like a piece of cake, but it seems like it's happening to be the first task of the newbies that are expected to overcome. The level of difficulty they face is sort of beyond their anticipation, and since the entire game is so new to them, they find it comparatively difficult. But then again, the dungeon is nothing compared to the other ones on this list. Number 6, the Canals. The Canals is basically based on the Italian city of Venice. Insane requires a level of 100, while Nightmare requires a level of 105. It's advised that you enter Insane with 200k or 250k HP, and Nightmare with 300 to 400k. On July 17th, 2019, it was launched for gamers to play. The Mage Overlord in the second room and the Guardian Overlord in the fourth room are mini-bosses. The Warrior Overlord, who resides in the 8th bed, is the final boss. Number 5, Ghastly Harbor. Insane requires a level of 110, while Nightmare requires a level of 115. It is advised that you enter with Insane with 500k plus HP, and Nightmare with 750k plus HP. The 8th dungeon in the dungeon quest that happens to be Ghastly Harbor was released on August 26, 2019. The Kraken and the Corrupt Overlord are mini-bosses in the 4th and 6th rooms, respectively. The Sea Serpent, located in the 9th room, is the final boss. Number 4, Steampunk Sewers. For the insane challenge of the Steampunk Sewers, players must be a level 120, and for the Nightmare difficulty, they must be a level of 125 to play on Insane. It's 1.2 million HP, or Nightmare difficulty 2 million HP. On Nightmare, completing this dungeon can result in a key, which unlocks the first tier of bosses in the game. This must take the game interestingly for many people, but this game would get pretty tough due to the boss rage. It also happens to be the 9th dungeon in the game, Dungeon Quest, and it also is the last dungeon before we get to see the raids. It was released in October 2019, which means we have had it for about 2 years now. The Cyclops Siege Bot and the Evil Scientist are mini-bosses in the 2nd and 6th rooms, and then the Cannon Bot 2000, located in the 8th bed, is the final boss. Number 3, Orbital Outpost. Players must be a level 140 for Insane and level 145 for Nightmare to play Orbital Outpost. For Insane, 15.5 million HP, and for Nightmare, 20 million HP is advised, but you would have to understand by now this amount is not entirely necessary. It was released on January 24th, 2020, and it's the 10th dungeon in the game. Well, as you would like to have guessed, it's the first dungeon after boss raids. The Destroyer is the 2nd room, and the Tesla Master in the 5th room are mini-bosses. Lord Verosh, who resides in the 7th room, is the final boss. A funny name, Lord Verosh, isn't it? But the players and the powers of the boss are surely not hysterical. Number 2, Volcanic Chambers. Players must be level 150 for Insane and level 155 for Nightmare to enter the Volcanic Chambers. For Insane, 40 million HP, and for Nightmare, 60 million HP. Volcanic Chambers comes as the 11th dungeon in the dungeon quest, and as of now, it happens to be the 2nd most difficult one as well. It was released on July 3rd, 2020, making it the 2nd most recent one too. The Ancient Lava Mage in the 2nd room and the DT of the Volcano in the 5th room are mini-bosses. The Lava King, who resides in the 9th room, is the final boss for this dungeon. Number 1, Aquatic Temple. Players must have a level 160 for Insane and 165 for Nightmare. Insane difficulty 120 and Nightmare difficulty 200 million HP. As the dungeon happens to be pretty new, these figures might be a bit off balance. It was released January 9th, 2021. In case you were wondering, the Temple Core Generator is the 2nd room, and the Ancient Temple Protector in the 6th room of the mini-bosses, the Sea King, who governs in the 8th room, is the final boss. If you are done with Aquatic Temple, then you have no other choice but to wait for a harder upgrade for the room in the admins. Alright, well, this brings us to the end of our video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't liked the video yet, it's never too late, guys. Give us a thumbs up. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you, and take care. Bye bye.